Hi. How was your week? Did you have a good week? It got warm today. I'm walking, it's like 55 degrees. I'm like, yes, I like that. It's a good day. It's been a hard week. I lost a friend this week, and it's kind of hard to do that, but I'm trying to keep in touch with his wife, my friend, and a little bit, trying to be there for them if they need me. Kenny and I went to the movies Friday night, which we never do. And we saw, it was like a special movie, and it was based on a television show that goes on Netflix. It's called The Chosen, and it's about Jesus. And the one that we saw on Friday night talked about faith. And Jesus, it's basically, it's Jesus come to life, right? You know, they're showing the stuff that happened in the Bible is showing as it happens in this director's mind. And so what they were talking about was the stories that Jesus told, the parables that he told, to teach how to live your life, how to be part of God's world. And so one of the things they were concentrating on was faith. And Jesus would tell a story so that you would understand what faith means, why you need it, and how it works. So we talk about that, Kenny and I, a lot, about faith, because it's not the easiest thing to have. It's not one of those things where, like, yes, I will be kind to everyone. Faith is tough, especially when you're asking for things and then you don't get them. So you're like, does it really exist? Or does he just not want to give it to me? So I kind of looked it up, which is what I do. And I found in Hebrews 11:1, faith. Faith means being sure of the things we hope for. And it means knowing that something is real even if we don't see it. That's basically faith. We believe that Jesus exists, that God exists, even though we don't see him. Mark 11:22-24. Jesus answered, have faith in God. I tell you the truth. You can say this to the mountain. Go, mountain, fall into the sea. And if you have no doubts in your mind, and you believe that the thing you say will happen, then God will do it for you. So I tell you to ask for things in prayer, and if you believe that you have received those things, then they will be yours. If you believe, it will happen. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7. We as Christians, we live by what we believe, not what we can see. So we have to believe that what we need, what we ask for, we will get, and then it will come. That's a tough one, because sometimes you ask for something and maybe it's not so good for you. Maybe God is like, I think we're going to go in a different direction on this one. I don't know. This I know. In this movie, the woman who had a bleeding problem touched his cloak and didn't have it anymore. The man who had a wound that couldn't heal was touched by him and was healed. And he said, Jesus said, I did not heal you. Your faith healed you. Faith is a tough thing. The other thing he said was the amount of faith you need for this to work. he said, if you have the amount of faith that you would find in a mustard seed, so tiny, tiny, tiny little bit of faith, it still works. You don't need a lot of faith. Now, what does that mean? So I've been thinking about that. How much faith is enough? And what Jesus said was, just need a little bit. I don't know what that means. But then I thought about it a little bit, and I thought, I have enough faith to pray every single day for everybody I can. And it takes a long time. And so I must have enough faith to believe that what I'm asking for will happen. That people will have laughter in their lives. That my friends and my family, and even people I don't know, will be able to get through the day. That they will be able to make good choices and do their job, take care of their children and not get sick. And if they get sick, to get healed. I have enough faith to do that. Maybe my faith is kind of harder when you're talking about when it's time for you to go live in heaven. So I do have a little bit of faith, maybe about as much as in a mustard seed. So when I pray, even if I'm praying for someone else, even if I'm praying for somebody who maybe does not have that kind of faith, maybe what I'm asking for will happen because of my little tiny bit of faith. The thing is, this whole idea, this whole God, is based on believing something you cannot see. And without any of that, if you have none of that, you don't have this spiritualness to back you up. You have to believe what you cannot see or hear or touch. What you can see and hear and touch are the things that happen that we believe happen because of God. Colleen getting better. My mom healing from her wounds. Kenny getting better. The job that I have, the family that I have, the friends, this incredibly beautiful day with the sun shining through the window. Those are the things I can see and hear and touch that show me that maybe I'm right. That God is there and He's with us. And these videos, would I do these videos if I didn't believe? Why would I do that? So faith is something that you have to do on your own. It's not something a church can give you. But you try. And you figure it out. And you have as much faith as you can have in the ways that you can have it. I found a poem. Broken Pieces by Lenora McWhorter. If you are broken by life trials and weary from life's defeats, if you've been badly battered and have no joy or peace, give God your broken pieces and He'll mold them back in place. He can make them better than before with a touch of His sweet grace. If your dreams have been shattered after much struggle and pain, even if your life seems hopeless, God can restore you again. He can take broken pieces and make them whole. It matters not how badly broken, God has the power to restore. So we're never without hope, no matter the shape we are in. Here's the thing. You got something going on, you lost a friend, you got sick, lost your job, your friend is going through trials. You pray. That little tiny, tiny little bit, that little mustard seed amount of faith will heal you, will help you, will get you what you need. And if what you need is for your friend or your family to be better, I think you'll get it. I'm not saying you'll get it that minute. I'm not saying that what I think is right is what God thinks is right. But I do think God gets us through. So, if you have a little tiny, tiny bit of faith, or a lot of faith, your faith will heal you. It'll get you through. And if you ever saw a mustard seed, it's almost hard to see. So don't get crazy. Don't get frustrated with not having enough, like I do all the time. But understand, it's okay. There's just enough. You go to church, you got a little bit of faith. You pray every day, you got a little bit of faith. Step out the door knowing that God will take you and keep you safe. You know that your friend is in heaven where he needs to be with his family. You got a little bit of faith. So, your faith will heal you and your friends. Just keep that in mind. All right? So this week, understand God is there with us. Whether we can see him or not, he's there. And just keep it going. And know that whatever happens, he's got your back. I love you. I miss you a lot, but we'll be together soon. Have a good week.